to see we're like,
hello.
Are we live?
Yes, we are.
We're live.
It's probably
Look,
like a little delay.
There's a little delay, but if you're seeing this, there's 3 people. It's me and you. And someone else, maybe Scott. Okay. Hi, everyone. It's Lisa Chastain. Happy Friday. If you're watching us live, it's a beautiful day in Las Vegas.
Gosh. It's great.
Beautiful, right?
It's ridiculous.
I
It's
know.
February.
It's amazing. Global warming.
I know.
I know.
So
I don't know.
That's not happening.
It's not. No, it's not fake.
It's all
It's totally
hoax.
fake.
Yes.
Okay.
Fake news, Lisa.
Okay.
Leading with fake news.
In case you've never seen this show before, my name's Lisa Chastain. I'm your host of Money is Sexy. I take over the studio for Geeks Are Sexy once a month, and this is my platform. I'm a millennial money expert. I work with millennial women. I actually work with more than just millennial women to get their shit together, to control their money, live purposefully, and love their lives. And today I have one guest who is amazing, and I cannot say her last name. You have to tell me how to say her last name.
Just say
It's
it fast.
Sonia.
Pedowick.
I did say it right.
I just tell people to say it fast.
Sonia Pedowick, and I'm thrilled that you're here.
Thank you.
For
I'm so
a full
excited.
hour.
Yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun.
I agree.
This is very cool.
So my platform is really teaching women about money.
Yeah.
But always what comes up with money is career.
Yes.
And work.
Yeah.
And, living that purposeful life.
Right.
And how to make the most out of their money always comes with how to make the most out of their careers.
Yeah.
So I know why you're here, but let's share with the audience why you're my guest this week.
Well, I just think it's amazing what you're doing because I feel like, the traditional role of a woman sometimes is not to be in charge of the money for a household, or they've fallen into these stereotypical roles in careers.
Yeah.
And you're seeing a lot more women step forward and take on roles within organizations and moving up, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's the whole women diversity initiative, and that's even shifting from diversity to inclusion. So let's not just hire minorities and women, but let's include them in the conversation because there's a lot of great ideas coming from a diverse pool of employees. So I'm super empowering women this year.
Yes.
And really, I saw a speaker earlier this year that said something that really struck me about being interested instead of being interesting. And so for me,
interested.
yes,
Instead of interesting.
yeah, and I think that's missing in our world. We're more worried about like what's going on in social media and our selfies and putting ourselves up and being interesting versus being interested in others. And
that's
when we
a great way of
connect
explaining
with
it.
others and we're interested with other people, then we might find opportunities to help each other. And so that's where I find my focus to be this year, and I find that really empowering.
And I think that you have the potential, and I know you already are,
Thank you.
helping massive people. And I know that my audience is going to find so much value in what we're
Hopefully.
going to talk about today.
Hopefully.
Yeah. So what's your story? So first of all, what are you geeking out about right now?
So, I was just talking to this guy, Mac, about my Anchor charger. It's a 20 milliamp, travel
What?
battery.
A 20 milliamp. What's that?
That's how you measure battery power. I just like saying milliamp. It's just cool.
Milliamp.
But it's like a brick that goes in your purse, and it lasts so long. It's so crazy because I charged a phone last night from less than 20%, another phone, and then today a phone. It still has 3 lights out of 4 lights on, so I know I can charge more. And being on the go, and the kids grab the phone, or I want to take pictures of them, or making phone calls, I just always need to have some battery, and it charges super fast.
That's awesome. So you're a business owner.
Yes.
I'm a business owner, and I've actually missed calls with clients because my phone was dead.
It's very
and
frustrating.
I was stuck because I left my charger at home.
Yes.
So how much does something like this cost?
Less than $50.
What?
Yeah, it's
That's
crazy.
worth it.
It's a little heavy, I think.
Yeah.
Though I'll trade that for I just took other things out of my purse that I didn't need to be carrying around because, again, it could be a kid's phone call or a work phone call. Videotape the kids or do something in the moment, and you don't want to not have that power.
So it's the Millionaire's Charger.
Yes.
What is it?
Milliamps. It's by Anchor. ANKER.
Okay, cool. Anchor, if you're watching this, there you go. That's your plug for the day.
Free plug for the day. So, yeah.
So what about you? I know you're a career, I would say you're a career expert by way of everything that you've been involved in. We got coffee and started talking about everything that you've done in your career. So what is Torian Consulting?
Sure.
And you're a career expert. What does that mean?
So Torian Consulting is focused on IT positions. So we help companies here in the Las Vegas market identify talent on a contract to hire, or direct hire basis.
Okay.
And we find candidates that are looking looking to advance their career, change their career, grow their career in different areas, move companies for whatever reason, or people who, there's another shift of people moving to Vegas again because the housing market is getting better. They're able to sell their homes in other places. A lot of times it's because they have aging parents and they want to be closer, or they had a second home here and now they want to be here. And so we help people. We have a recruiting team and a sales team. So the recruiting team finds the talent, sales team works with the clients, and then we match them up.
But this isn't your first rodeo.
No.
You didn't just become the owner of this company, right?
No.
How long have you been in the industry of finding talent?
Gosh, I went to a headhunter back in the 90s for a job. I was a claims adjuster for an insurance company.
A lot of my clients were born in the 90s.
So way back when there was still like the phone on the wall with the long phone cord.
No, we're not making fun of you. We're making fun of us.
We can totally relate. But yeah, my mom had gotten a job through a headhunter, and I was miserable. I was going to have to commute from the Bay Area, San Jose, up to Walnut Creek. So it was like a 2.5-hour commute each way. And so I went to see a headhunter, and I was like, what are you doing here? Like, you're putting people to work. And, I grew up, really poor.
Okay.
And everyone in the room was like dressed way nicer than me, and the cars in the parking lot were way nicer. And I was like, how are you making money doing this? And I just thought it was amazing. They were ringing this gong every time they got someone a job, so the gong kept going off. And I just said, I don't know what you do here, but I want to do this.
Kind of like Wall Street for careers.
It was really cool. Yeah, and it's neat because we do really get to know the candidate. What's important to you? Why are you looking? How can we help you? We coach them through the scariest part of the process, which is interviewing. And a lot of times we help them, and we're not part of that placement too, because we want them to succeed and we want them to get a job, and that will come back to us in the universe for sure. But we want to marry the right people with the right jobs.
I love that. So you're like a matchmaker.
Yes.
Right?
Yes,
so you're kind of in the middle.
Yeah.
I have a lot of clients who aren't familiar that, like I've told them before, let's go match you up with a recruiter.
Yeah.
And they're intimidated to do that because I think that there's a misconception that they have to pay.
No.
And so as a candidate, you don't ever have to pay. There are great companies like yours that will help you find the right employer.
And to that point too, don't ever pay for someone to do your resume. Like work with a recruiter who's going to take the time to walk through that resume with you, correct spelling, help you out. You can't expect them to do it all. We help each other, those who help themselves, right? Type philosophy. But have somebody look at it through the eye of someone who's hiring, right? And resume writing, I've heard people pay $400 or $500 to have their resume done, and it's still garbage.
Right. So we're going to hold on to that thought.
Yes, we'll come back.
Because we're coming back at another segment. So that's why you have to watch the whole hour with us, because we have a whole segment dedicated to... I think this is the coolest shit on the planet, honestly.
It is pretty fun.
We're totally geeking out over it. So hopefully you can appreciate it if it's not interesting to you. But I know it should be, because everybody needs to know this stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everybody. All right, so we're going to come back and talk about that. But I want to come back to you. So that's your story.
Yeah.
You grew up poor.
Yep.
And somehow on your own journey, you had a relationship with a headhunter, which taught you about the industry, and it really intrigued you, and you've just been growing up through the industry for over 20 years.
Yeah, it's been a while. I followed my boyfriend, who's now my husband, here to Las Vegas, and I worked with a company here. The goal for me was always to be my own boss. Like I'm a Taurus by nature, which is why my company's called Taurian.
I love that.
And I want to do things my way, and to be under a corporate structure wasn't a good fit. So I had to navigate a few different opportunities, and at one point just said, hey, I'm going to buy this owner out and make this my own, because I've built it and I want it to be special.
I think it is, because you're special.
Thank you.
I can tell you care about your clients.
I really do.
Yeah, on both sides, absolutely. Okay, so
now what?
What's something? Well, I'll close out with this section. But one thing I think is important that we do is empower women to talk about money.
Yeah.
And as business owners, we have our own relationship with money.
Yeah.
We have to have a relationship with risk too.
Yeah.
What is it that you love? I think that in order for us to really embrace business, we have to love money.
Yeah.
What do you What do you love about money?
I love the opportunity to do something for my family that my parents struggled with, right? I have my kids in private school. I want them to have a good future, and that's not something I think I would have been able to do in a different situation. And I do want to plan for later in my life to be able to enjoy that with my husband again, and be a grandma eventually, much later. But I want to be able to enjoy life, and also contribution. I want our company to make enough money that a portion of it is always always going back to the IT community in some way, scholarships, grants, charity, whatever it is. So we work really hard to make sure that we're able to give back to who is helping us be in business.
When you get, you give.
Yes.
And that's an amazing way. And so many women are like that too.
Yeah.
So let's talk more about money because it matters.
Yes,
it matters
100%.
to our communities, our families in the world.
100%.
Cool. All right, so we're closing out with one last question.
Yes.
What is something that people don't normally know about you that you'd like to share with this huge audience of mine?
I always try to think of something funny. I think it's funny because my husband's totally not into like reality TV.
Okay.
Though years ago, Real World Las Vegas was on.
Yes.
And I had been out with some girlfriends and happened to like just sign a waiver on my way into Rain nightclub and didn't think anything about it until weeks later when my husband comes home and goes, "Hey, all my friends are calling and they say they saw you on TV." And sure enough, for like 30 seconds, I'm famous. I'm on Real World Las Vegas.
Okay, she's famous. She's famous. How awesome is that?
I hope my husband doesn't kill me for telling that story. Everyone's like Googling Real World Las Vegas.
Yeah. All right, guys. So this is a little bit about Sonia. She's got a ton of credibility in this industry. We've got 3 segments coming up with tips you have to know about positioning yourself as the best candidate on the planet. So come back for segment 2 in just a few minutes.
Awesome.